back to SNHU Esports. Today is a Wednesday, not a Monday. I'm not too sure what I'm doing here, but I am so excited to co-cast League. My name's Kaylee, or What in the Banjo, and today I'm being joined by the beautiful one and only Rose.
Hello, hello. I finally have a partner today, which
Yay!
I'm so
This
excited
is
for.
cause for celebration. Oh my god, this is going to be amazing. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I absolutely love League of Legends. If you guys love League of Legends, please let me know in the chat, because League of Legends is the best game ever created, ever. If you tell me otherwise, you are weird.
Yep, and if you like Valorant more, you shouldn't be here right now. You should leave.
Who wouldn't want a cute little pink girl with pink hair and music?
Seraphine?
Yeah, that's my favorite character. Yo!
We are Seraphine lovers here. We just, I play Seraphine.
I play Seraphine.
Yeah.
You should play Seraphine too.
When we get one for all back.
I would actually, oh my god, a Seraphine one for all would actually be so fire.
It would.
But today we are watching SNHU Blue versus Clark University Esports, and I could not be more psyched. I do know we have a new ADC. I heard he was promoted from the B roster, if I'm not mistaken.
Now, it is unsure about how the situation is going to go. I don't believe that this is a permanent thing, but Eat the Vegans from SNHU White is going to be our ADC for tonight, I believe. I could be wrong.
I believe it is. So if I'm not mistaken, in order, we have Suki on support, Eat the Vegans on ADC, Toxic in mid. I'm not too sure between Proma. Is Proma top?
Yeah, Proma is usually top. I'm thinking we're going to see him top today.
And our jungler?
I believe it is a new person. I think they go by Chipper, their username.
Oh, so we are going to have two new players today. That is going to be so fun to see.
Lots of changes for sure. And we're going to go ahead and throw the draft and see what they are up to in there. Maybe.
Yeah,
SNHU.
Let's head straight into draft and see what we've got in line for us.
We'll be picking something new, and it looks like SNHU has banned out Hui and Xin Zhao.
Why the Hui ban? See, I personally, when Hui came out, I tried playing him once. I failed miserably, but I was like, oh my god, he's so fun. Have I ever played him again? No. Do I want to play him again? Yes.
Yep, Hui is really complicated.
Looks like we have a Rel ban as well from SNHU. Do you want to bring us through the bans that we're already seeing from Clark University?
Yeah, Clark going with that Syndra ban. We see Toxic is just so amazing in the mid lane with Syndra. Syndra's just a really, really nice scaling mid lane champion, so it's great to get that ban out of the way. Varus is unexpected. I'm not sure who Eat the Vegans plays in the bot lane, but if it is Varus, I mean, He's a pretty cool champ. I really like his ultimate as well. He can root everybody.
He's a very long-range champion as well. Like, he can definitely poke a lot. So he's an annoying champion to play against. I can totally see why he's been banned. And the last, if I'm not mistaken, is Viego, right?
Yes, Viego is the ruined king. He takes over the rift. He takes over your champion. I mean, what can you really do about it? He's just a very strong pick.
He really is. Does look like we're getting a few picks in. So from SNHU Blue, looks like we're going to have the Karma as well as the Ezreal. I love Karma. I think Karma is so fun to play, especially with her ultimate, enhancing her other abilities rather than really just being a ability in its own. I think it's such a fun difference from all the other champions that we've seen here.
Yeah.
And Ezreal with his long range ult could definitely even the playing field.
Yeah, for sure. If Karma can't get that root onto one of the enemy champions and Ezreal can follow up, this is just going to be a really tough game for Clark University, but they are responding with Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa is a super strong bot laner. Yeah, her 5 stacks, when she gets that on top of you, I mean, she can kill you level 1 easily 100%. If she gets the chance.
And the fear you get when you see the stacks building up, you're like, oh, please, don't let it go to 5. I do also have to point out that Twisted Fate, getting caught in one of his slows can be deadly.
Yeah, his stuns are really, really powerful, especially if he builds attack speed. I'm hoping we see some attack speed Twisted Fate today because he just throws out cards like it's nobody's business.
Left, right, and center, like we're playing poker, Friday night, it's time to head down. But the Maokai, we're going to have massive CC come out of him. His ultimate's so good for that crowd control. Yeah. And on SNHU with the Talia coming out, what do you think we're going to expect to see with that?
Talia is a very versatile jungler. Her ultimate just builds this huge wall across the map. It's good for zoning and, getting across really quickly. I haven't seen her do too well in like team fights, but maybe we'll see something different this time. And then I'm not sure if Maokai is going to be Clark University's jungle or not, but Maokai versus Talia, pretty even matchup right there.
We've also got 2 more bans coming in with SNHU banning Aurelia and Clark University banning Riven. Am I correct?
Yes.
Let's go. Yes. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I am an expert at this hit game, League of Legends. So, if you ever want an expert of League of Legends, here I am.
Yeah. It looks like SNHU Blue is going to be banning out Kha'Zix as well. It looks like they might have scouted out some comfort picks from Clark University because Kha'Zix is usually not banned in games, but someone must be a Kha'Zix one trick on Clark.
Kha'Zix is definitely a ban that I don't see that often. I'm very much more used to seeing bans like, champions with a very long range hook like Thresh or Blitzcrank. Yeah. I know I personally do very badly against them, so I tend to ban those champions as well as champions with a lot of poke.
Yeah.
So we are actually not throwing to a break because we are right back. We're just here to keep you on your toes tonight. It's a Wednesday night. Got to keep it fresh. Got to keep it exciting. If not, we're all going to fall asleep. Oh, the last ban coming out from Clark University. Camille? Let's go.
Jinx. That's also a champion.
I don't know if you guys can tell, but the blue hair, I take a lot of inspiration from Jinx. I just...
The craziness, too.
Dude, I wish I was crazy. Anyways.
What?
We've got a Renata Glask. I will admit, I'm not too familiar with Renata, so I'm very excited to see him being used in this game, as well as Renekton.
Yeah, Renata's really cool, actually. I don't see her playing so well against SNHU right now because she is mainly a disengaged champ.
Okay.
And her ultimate can turn the enemy team against each other.
That's
which
very
is
cool.
Actually really cool.
I think that should be in a team fight. That could definitely be very scary.
It could, but with Ezreal mainly getting his damage from his abilities rather than his auto attacks, it's gonna be a little bit harder in the bot lane to get picks, but Renata Glask, either way, she's really good for disengaging, and her W comes in clutch a lot when she can save Kai'Sa at the last moment so that she could get that last stack in.
Kindred's a pretty solid jungler, isn't he?
Kindred is pretty solid, especially with attack speed.
Yeah.
Kindred can go crazy on you, and that ultimate can be a real big game changer as everyone inside of it does go, I believe, invulnerable for a little bit, so they can't die at all.
Do you think we'll be seeing a lot of attack speed coming out from Clark University's comp? Obviously, we already have that Twisted Fate, we have the Kai'Sa, now the Kindred as well. Honestly, I'm a little bit disappointed. I heard through the grapevine that SNHU Blue would be running a Seraphine today. And I feel absolutely betrayed. I feel juked. I was told that if I were to cast tonight, I would be seeing a Seraphine. So, SNHU Blue, I'm disappointed.
Unfortunate. Maybe we'll see it in the next game.
Maybe we will. Maybe they'll heed my warning. Because who knows? I might just disappear for the third game.
Yes. Who knows? But we're seeing Alistar as our last pick from SNHU. That's an interesting pick. Now, Alistar is usually a support. I'm wondering if Karma is going to be going into the mid lane, actually.
Oh, Karma mid could definitely do a lot of damage.
Yeah, she is not to be reckoned with, for sure. No. Like, you'd think she's just a little support.
Yeah, just a little girly pop.
Nah. She's strong. She's a girl boss.
It's always the girly pops that you have to look out for.
Yeah.
It's always, they will always come by. And, if she's able, like you said, if she's able to get her root off, you are stuck in that same position for upwards of what, 3 to 5 seconds. You won't
5
be able,
years.
5 years, exactly.
You gotta close the game at that point.
Yeah, just
It's
turn
like
the
a
screen off.
Morgana cube. Not really.
Morgana was actually the first champion I ever learned in League of Legends.
Very cool.
And then my friends told me to stop playing her because I missed every single route.
Huh.
Yeah, just a little bit of Kaylee lore. I'm also banned from playing Lux because I ulted backwards.
Interesting. Well, speaking of ulting backwards, this time we're not going to juke you out with another break. We're actually going to be doing a break this time, and we'll see you when we get into game.
See you in a bit.
All right, welcome back. We are getting into game right here, and it looks like SNHU might have grouped up here. I wonder if they were looking for an early invade, or if they were just, expecting Clark to do that.
Yeah, look at the Kindred all the way up in SNHU's jungle, all the way over at top. Have you ever had those situations where, you're not really expecting an invade, you're helping to gank not gank, but you're helping to leash your jungler, and you just walk right into all 5 members of the enemy team?
It is so embarrassing.
I
but
know,
it looks like Chroma is about to do that.
That was almost catastrophic. I am very nervous right now. I did not expect the beginning half of the game to be so scary, but I wonder if Chroma's going to try and steal red buff from Optimistic Jungle and Tranquil Destiny here, but I just don't think it's right for him. It's just, if you die here, you're already going to be at a massive disadvantage heading over to top.
But at least Chroma did catch out that they were taking that red buff there, just so that SNHU's jungler knows that, they don't have to waste their time going for that.
Very true, very true. Let's see how right we were in our predictions. Yep, it does look like Toxic is going to take the Karma mid. That's really exciting, I think, for this game. Like you said, I think Karma is definitely a force to be contended with. So seeing how Toxic's able to just, shape that lane to best utilize Karma's abilities against Twisted Fate, I think will be a very good progression to watch, and just keep an eye over as the game goes on.
It looks like Zoom and Poker Dog are going to have Cryo in the bot lane right here. Ezreal and Suki are going to have a harder time walking up right here until Suki starts going all in into both of them. It's going to be a little difficult.
Chipper going to be all the way over at Krugs trying to farm up his monsters just a little bit. He already lost red buff, so he's got to make sure to try and get an advantage over Clark where he can.
Toxic is just doing so great at this poke onto Legendary Banana right here. There's not much that Twisted Fate can do in retaliation. But Suki going all in onto Zoom. Eat the Vegan trying to take up those stacks.
Chipper coming down to help as well. Zoom taking so much damage, going down so low. Chipper goes down as first blood to Renata as Zoom's able to get all 5 stacks onto her. That is crazy. That is not a very good position you want to be in, especially as, you've lost your jungle already.
Well, at least that kill did go to Renata for SNHU. They might sleep easy knowing that it didn't go to Kai'Sa, because once Kai'Sa starts building up those kills, it gets really, really dangerous for everyone.
Oh, looks like the Kindred might be coming down looking for an opportunity, and with Suki, Eat the Vegan's pushed up so far, it wouldn't be too hard, but Eat the Vegan's able to get one onto Poker Dog getting that trade onto Suki. Eat the Vegan's going to be forced to retreat. Oh, is he going to be able to get away? He does, but not without taking significant damage.
Renata's W was so close to saving her. I mean, it was just like a millisecond longer and Renata would have lived. But either way, Renata did pick up that second kill as well, so Kai'Sa isn't finding as much gold and as much experience from those kills, so it's not as influential to SNHU right now.
Poker Dog on Renata pushed all the way up to mid just to see where Toxic was chilling, but doesn't look like they got too much value out of that, retreating quickly back down where Kindred is still playing very close to both Zoom and Poker Dog.
Yeah, I believe Suki said that he was going to try to roam a lot more this game and help out his teammates.
Very interesting. We do see that already slightly happening. But it looks like they might be trying to find something up at top. Yep, Chipper coming out of the bushes. Chroma is able to get a pretty good stun on, but it's not enough as Tranquil Destiny breaks free. Is able to make a getaway. Chipper going to be backing here. It does look like, they got a little bit of value out of that. Forced him to back off just a bit.
Yeah, that flash did come out top, so it's going to give Chroma a little bit of an easier time trying to find picks in the top lane. But we see the Mountain Drake is up right now. Toxic is getting that root.
Ooh, really solid root. And then after that, her Q, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
Yes, really solid Q onto Legendary Banana as well. That's going to get a lot of damage down. We already do see Twisted Fate down by quite a bit. That control ward in the bush going to try and be taken out. Yep, we do see we see Chipper. There we go. Chipper trying to get that control ward down.
Who can get the last hit onto the ward?
Do you think we'll be gearing up towards a team fight already?
I mean, the Void Grubs is a pretty influential part right here, but Chipper is going to be able to get them to back off. And Void Grubs, as you know, definitely will give SNHU the opportunity to take down turrets really fast, and it gives you those little minions to help you out. I mean, it is pretty cool.
100%. You know, having the Void Grubs, which I'm pretty sure is a new patch from the beginning of this year, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yes.
So, how would you say, like, they shape the course of a game? Like, now we know, obviously, SNHU has the Void Grubs. Would you say that puts them in a bigger advantage, especially since they're slightly down on gold? How would that kind of play out?
I mean, it definitely gives them a good advantage mid-game, not so much late-game for sure, but we see a gank coming in here from two.
Both Suki and Chipper trying to come in. Toxic gonna have to flash out. Oh, the optimistic jungle is going to get one onto Toxic. Poker is so low, and Chipper is going to get that kill onto Poker Dog. They are just relentless. The optimistic jungler getting a second. Oh, and unfortunately finding a third. That is absolutely influential in that mid fight. We are seeing 5 kills to Clark University, only 2 to SNHU. And that puts them, I think, with almost a 200 gold increase.
Proma's ulting here.
2,000 gold increase. That's crazy.
Yeah, Proma picked up that shutdown, which is going to give him a little bit of a boost there in the top lane, but a triple kill on Kindred, I mean, that is pretty dangerous. You gotta be really careful now, always watching out your back for Kindred, because Kindred is extremely deadly.
Would you say Kindred is better early game or late game?
Late game for sure.
Oh, so that's going to be dangerous, especially with him already getting 3 very early kills and seeing a lot of benefit coming out from these early ganks. Does look like SNHU is going to be looking to pick up Drag.
But we do see Twisted Fate's ult come out, which gives Clark University the vision that they need to know that SNHU is on the Drake right now, and maybe they should do something about it. But there's not much you can do when their jungler is on there, and your jungler's all the way across the map.
Unless your other jungler, you know, forgets Smite.
Or just kill Proma top lane. I mean, hey, that's an even better trade.
That is a very good trade to get.
We did miss that gank up top, but Suki in a really awkward position right here.
Getting chased by the Krugs, getting scoured by Poker Dog, but is going to be able to escape with his life. And in the end, isn't that what matters the most?
Now, he is providing a lot of utility to his team with his roaming as well, providing a lot in team fights too. But he is just in a little bit of an awkward position.
Imagine getting caught out there. Does Renata have any rooting ability?
Yes, her Q can root, and it can also stun if she hits someone else with that as well.
Oh, Renata just barely passing Suki again. Chipper might look like he's, just going to go and get his wolves. And you know, who doesn't like a little midday wolf snack, am I right?
Yeah, I mean, I snack on wolves all the time.
Oh, Suki gonna try to get behind Poker Dog as Poker Dog gets a few shots off onto Eat the Vegans.
Nice sidestep there from Eat the Vegans. They were able to win that trade right there, but Suki's being ultra aggressive.
Suki at such a low level, I don't know if that's going to be a good idea, but you know, with Chipper there to help out with the gank, it does look like they're going to get just a little bit of value off of it. Oh, Poker Dog goes down to Chipper. That is definitely a worthwhile trade.
Very, very nice use of Chipper's ult right there. The wall just helped them zone a lot so that Kaisa and Renata couldn't just simply step back under their tower to safety.
So, as we see over here, you know, Suki, he's only level 4. Eat the Vegans, he has gotten his ult. He does have level 6. But if we look at the other two on bot lane with Zoom and Poker Dog being level 8 and level 5, how do you think this level disparity is going to affect SNHU's bot lane?
I don't think it will be a huge difference. Now, if that level difference was between Eat the Vegans and Zoom, which there is a 2-level difference.
Yeah.
I think that's because Eat the Vegans just hit level 7. As I said that, it is a little bit difficult for Eat the Vegans to farm when Suki's constantly outside of bot lane. Yep.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But for the supports themselves, it's not going to be too much of a difference. They are usually able to catch up later when farm is allotted to them and, you know, laning phase kind of ends. But it's not going to be too much of a difference.
I do see that coming out a lot. Legendary Banana might be looking to help Poker Dog out at mid, but Toxic is still just staying on top of his lane with those incredible dodging skills. I do believe we might be gearing up towards a little bit more of a team fight.
Yeah, and as you mentioned that too, it would be nice if Suki was able to level up to 6. That's just going to be a great point for team fights right here.
Oh, and look at that. As we talk about it, we are already seeing some pokes coming out of both teams. No one's quite going in as of yet. What do you think is going to be the tipping of the scales to have this team fight start out?
It's going to be that Maokai ult right there. It does force out the flash. Sorry.
Ooh. Chroma stunned for eternity, still able to get out of it, might be able to get the optimistic jungle out, but not quite able yet. Oh, and he gets Chroma first. Chipper, however, going to be able to get that trade onto Tranquil Destiny. All the Void Grubs just chasing them out of jungle. Legendary Banana going to be rooted all the way back, pushed into SNHU's team, but they are still able to get out of it. Ezreal trying to get a nice ultimate off, but it's just not quite enough. Legendary Banana not getting away. Toxic is not letting go of him. And I mean, in that trade, what was it? SNHU loses 1, but they gain 2, if I'm not mistaken. So not that bad of a trade.
Yeah, I believe that this... Oh, we're seeing Suki right here.
Oh, unfortunate. The optimistic jungle getting another onto Suki, but Toxic right there to get that trade back onto the optimistic jungle to even the numbers out a little bit. 8-7.
Really close.
Really close. This has been such an aggressive game so far. I was expecting a lot more of, a tranquil gameplay, but it looks like they're really going all in, and it's only been the first 12 minutes of this game.
And it looks like Chipper's going to be able to pick up that second Void Grubs, which is going to be really helpful again to SNHU, especially in the mid game. But it is going to be difficult playing around this Kindred right there. I mean, at 6 kills, 12 minutes into the game, that's a pretty good KDA if you ask anybody.
Yeah, we're also going to see quite a few already with bounties. We do see the Talia having a 300 bounty on her head, Karma with 200, and on the other team, Kaisa coming out with 150. Those are still pretty hefty bounties. Definitely, if you're looking to farm up your gold, you're going to want to target those 3 champions especially. But I do believe, it's really hard for them to get any or get close to Zoom, especially with Zoom having such long range abilities. And, with a Kaisa, like you said, getting those 5 stacks, really dangerous.
But again, we were able to see the optimistic jungle take their first streak of the game.
Yep.
Which is going to give them a little bit more of a buff right here so that they have the opportunity to kind of flourish in these team fights. But Poker Dog's kind of standing nearby. It seems as...
Really nice team fight coming out. Oh, and Proma is going to get the upper hand on top as Chipper goes to lend him a hand. Toxic once again getting away scot-free. Toxic is a force to be reckoned with right now in mid. We see him just pushing up all the time. Legendary Banana, he seems to be in a little bit of a rut right now.
Yeah, it seems like Olive Clark is just focused on shutting down as many as they can before they get too dangerous.
Suki flashing in to help out with that kill.
Really nice play here from Suki. Now that he's hit level 6, even though he's quite behind, he's going to be really useful to his teammates here, and that kill going to Toxic right there. I mean, Toxic is just such a talented mid laner. No matter who he plays, he is just going to pop off.
Would you say that Karma could be a hyper carry in any lane?
I've seen Karma top. I've seen it be successful. I've seen Karma jungle. I've seen it be semi-successful. I think she really flourishes in the mid lane, the mid lane, top lane, and bot lane.
Yeah. So every lane, essentially, just not jungle.
I don't know where I was going with that. It's every lane.
But, with Toxic doing so well, I guess my question would be, do you think Toxic would be able to carry his team to victory? Or do you think we'll be needing a little bit more of a boost from other champions this game as well?
I don't think it's going to be just Toxic carrying this entire game, especially seeing a Kaisa on their team.
Look at that, heading straight into another fight. Tranquil Destiny trying his best to run away, but it's just not enough. Chipper is on that killing spree. He is hungry for blood right now. Blue team, however, Clark University getting that first turret. That's going to help them a lot. You lose one member, you gain a turret. Not that bad of a trade.
Yeah. And it looks like Legendary Banana is going to be building Rod of Ages, so that's going to be an AP build for Twisted Fate. which is what we usually see, but you know, I always love to see the attack speed.
Oh, Suki once again coming in to help his teammate out and getting out. Oh, but Poker Dog, is that the ult we were just talking about? I do believe it is. Renata gonna get that ult up. Oh, but Suki is just not going down without a fight, and Poker Dog is going to get rooted by Toxic, but it's not enough. The Optimistic Jungle is going to find Suki and Toxic as well, getting that shutdown. 450 gold from Toxic heading all the way over to the Optimistic Jungle.
SNHU just walked up a little bit too far there. They walked past the mid lane turret and then walked right into their jungle, which Kindred was able to quickly spot them out and take them down. I mean, now Kindred being 8-2-1, this is going to be pretty dangerous for SNHU. They're kind of going to have to play it a little bit safer and not go for those extremely dangerous picks.
I do believe Eat the Vegans and Suki are going to rotate over to mid lane, especially having lost their turret down bot already. Yep, we do see them trying to battle it out, but you know, with Zoom also at mid now, I think it's just a little bit of a swap, you know? Mid is still mid and bot is still bot. It's just that mid's now in bot. Yep. Poker Dog getting harassed by Eat the Vegans and Suki. Oh, I don't believe he gets out of it. Yep, he doesn't. Eat the Vegans is going to get that kill onto him. Very satisfying, if I do say so myself. Toxic, just poor Legendary Banana. You know, when you're going against a character who can root you, who can stun you, it's just so hard. But it does look like Legendary Banana is going to be able to get that stun onto Toxic, but it's not enough as he gets that flash off. And once again, another kill onto him.
Very nice plays from Toxic here, but Chipper's in a little bit of a dangerous spot. No teammates to back up. It looks like Eat the Vegans is coming in from the side as well as Suki.
Ooh. It looks like we might be having a 2v3, no, a 4v3 now as Toxic and Chipper join the fight. The Optimistic Jungle is taking so much damage from just all four members of SNHU.
Teleport
is still also coming in, like you said, that teleport coming in, but it's just not enough. It's not in time either, and we do see that team fight kind of break up. Eat the Vegans trying to get that ult off, but you know, it's just didn't quite reach anyone.
A little bit awkward here, but when SNHU focused on to Kindred and made sure that Kindred didn't have the opportunity to kind of jump in, Clark knew that they had to back off as they didn't really have a hyper carry in that fight. But this next Drake is coming up, and SNHU's playing pretty aggressive for this. They definitely do want to get onto that and get some kind of extra buff for their team.
I think we've seen about, what, one to two team fights already, and I don't think I've seen SNHU really come out of it the better as of yet. I do remember that last team fight that we did see, unfortunately, did end with the Optimistic Jungle getting, I think, 3 out of 5 from SNHU members. So if we do head back into another team fight, who do you think is going to come out on top this time?
You know, I think SNHU might have to get a pick first.
Suki gonna get sighted out by Poker Dog's red ward, and we are going to see that Renata ult come out once again, as well as the the Twisted Fate ult coming out too. There are so many abilities going out. The Maokai is also going to try and get his ult out. Suki is so low. Does look like Proma almost falls, but not as of yet. Eat the Vegan's going to get his ultimate out as well, and with all of these abilities getting traded, it is a miracle that no one has died yet.
Yeah, as I said before, Clark definitely would come out on top if either of them started a team fight, which SNHU was smart, and they did disengage from this fight as quickly as they realized that they couldn't win it. But Clark right now kind of has the upper hand, especially with that Kindred right there. And even though Kaisa doesn't have that many kills, she can definitely... The rest of the team can definitely distract you while she starts stacking up her passive as well. I mean, SNHU is going to have to look for a pick onto at least one of Clark's members before they try to go into a full team fight.
Speaking of picks, have you ever had a jungle come down to your lane and you smite on your cannon? Because I have.
I have as well, and I don't appreciate it.
Exactly. I hate that it's a shared experience. Proma and Suki ganging up on Tranquil Destiny, who is trying so hard to get away, but just to no avail. And you know, sometimes it's just, when you're getting knocked up and rooted and just stunned and concussed, it's just, sometimes it's easier just to go down. Poker Dog, however, might be coming in to save the day. Oh, Suki and Proma gonna try and retreat as Poker Dog and Legendary Banana come up. Chipper coming up from all over the map. Zoom as well. We do see Ezreal trying to get his ult off. off, and it's turned into almost a full-fledged fight. The eager jungler is going to get one onto Toxic. Legendary Banana fighting one on Proma as well. That is 2 down from SNHU. We are going to see them getting forced to... Zoom finding one on Suki as well. But Ezreal finally getting that shutdown onto Zoom. What a turn of fate.
You know, Kaisa missed a few of those 5-hit stacks. It was just super close. Could have picked up a couple kills from that. But nevertheless, Clark came out on top in this team fight. I really did not expect them to kind of respond so strongly to SNHU just feeling like they could freely walk up and take that kill.
Definitely. I don't think they took that one sitting down at all, and we saw SNHU suffer the repercussions of trying to find one. I felt so bad for Tranquil Destiny, but you know, in the end, he was really able to turn it over. Chipper looks like he might be coming in for something big as we see that ultimate come out. Optimistic Jungle is almost going down, and he gets that shutdown. That's a really good one heading over to SNHU. Not mistaken, Suki is the one to find that Legendary Banana, just barely missing that Ezreal ultimate. Oh, Toxic finally getting the Legendary Banana out. We are also going to see Chipper on the Rampage, going to find the Renata, and that's just a trade coming out from the last team fight that we saw. This is SNHU coming out on top.
Yeah, I mean, they were pretty quickly able to turn it around. That call from Chipper to just ult in and cut them off was really, really smart because they were able to get that pick onto both Kindred and Twisted Fate, which shut down kind of their strongest members.
Zoom falling to Toxic as well. It is not looking very good for Clark University right now with almost 3 waiting for one more to come back up. They are definitely down on numbers on the map right now, so the playing field's not that even as of yet, but do you think SNHU will be going for Baron here?
I think it would be a little bit too dangerous to go for this Baron right here, as Clark is kind of coming back, kind of coming from that reset. They will be expecting SNHU to kind of look at that, as you see Poker Dog just making sure, getting some good vision out here.
Let me just say, Renata's fashion is fire. Look at those pants. Those boots were made for walking. My goodness. As we head back, we are going to see Clark University just try to, you know, recover. We are going to see the Optimistic Jungle head to get just a little bit more of those monsters. Chipper, going to get the...
Scuttle,
thank you. Oh my god.
Scuttle.
He's a cute little bug. I love him, but I'm just so bad at finding names. Is it true? Tell me, is it true that the Rift Herald is called Shelly?
You know, I think I heard something about that somewhere.
I love believing that the Rift Herald is called Shelly. So I'm just going to choose to accept that as truth.
Let's call the Rift Herald Shelly from now on.
We might be looking at the starts of a team fight. It does look like they will be battling it out for this dragon right here. There are so many wards around, and let me just say, I love warding. I cannot count the amount of times that I have died trying to get a ward up, but honestly, it's worth it. It is so worth it.
It's worth dying for a ward.
Exactly. Oh, and while we have some trying to get the dragon, we are also going to see that team fight start up. Chipper going to get that first kill. He is now unstoppable. Suki is rooted forever. Toxic barely getting out. Tranquil Destiny at such low HP. So is Proma. We haven't seen any other kills yet. Oh, Eat the Vegans getting one onto Maokai. And Twisted Fate getting that shutdown onto Toxic is going to be devastating for SNHU. Zoom, however, falling victim to Eat the Vegans for that double kill. Legendary Banana, we are going to see him try to get away from Suki. I wonder if he's going to be able to find it. Suki able to rush straight in for a triple kill down to Eat the Vegans. That is a great fight coming out from SNHU, but we cannot forget about the Kindred getting a double as well.
Suki's going to be looking for this.
And I believe he might be able to get it with Eat the Vegans on his side. Optimistic Jungle is going to get it onto Suki, but it's not before Eat the Vegans gets that trade back. So all in all, I would say SNHU is up by, what, 6 kills now?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't even think about Eat the Vegans being so far ahead. 7-0-4 with a 700 gold bounty. That is huge. But that play from Suki was just phenomenal. He was able to kind of jump into the team fight first, take the brunt of the damage, distract them all while the rest of SNHU starts picking off the members that came in from the wrong side. That fight for that dragon was just really, really awesome to watch. Even though neither teams took it, still Suki going in kind of just saved the day. And I would also like to see Zoom from Clark University kind of stepping up a little bit more.
I just want to point out really quickly, Eat the Vegans, 7-0 right now. That is a force to be contended with. We are also going to see SNHU claim that Ocean Drake. That is going to be wonderful for a buff. And we see Suki just take advantage of it immediately, jumping straight into that team fight. Eat the Vegans getting one ultimate off. Poker Dog dangerously low, going down to Toxic. Oh, Suki in the thick of the fight once more. Chipper is going to get rooted by that Maokai ult, but it's not enough. Legendary Banana going to fall to Proma. The optimistic jungle is so low, but he's able to get out his Chipper. Finds one onto Zoom. Once again, that is another team fight that Clark University finds themselves just slightly worse off in.
I mean, Suki once again steps up to the plate and survives. I wasn't expecting Suki to survive all that damage, but I mean, Alistair is just super tanky.
So tanky. See, it's like tanky champions are so useful when you wield them in the way that Suki is currently wielding his Alistair.
He's just throwing himself into the team as fast as possible so that Clark University can't really do anything but fight back.
Oh, Suki falling straight into Poker Dog. Looks like he sees another chance to get one more onto him. Not too sure who we saw that flash out of, but we did see a flash come out. Poker Dog, once again, is going to be just absolutely mauled as Eat the Vegans gets yet again another kill.
And now with that Baron buff, they're going to be easily pushing into their base right here. This is going to be a pretty quick turret and inhibitor as well.
Yep, they're definitely going to get a lot of value out of this push. We do see them push up so far. Alistair going to try to get a pick, but he is going to get stunned. And now that Chipper has that inhib, it does look like they're going to fall back, try to get that Baron buff back to a few more of their minions, you know, lead the charge once again.
Yeah, I think it could have been endgame there for sure, but they will still have to watch out for that Kindred. Even though that shutdown is off, Kindred is still a deadly force, especially with Trinity Force as well. I mean, you kind of just gotta be careful about that.
If I'm not mistaken right now, Clark does have some objective bounties, am I right? Especially since they haven't been able to get a Drake since their first one. You know, they've only gotten one turret. So do you think they should be focusing a little bit more on their objectives, or do you think they should still be looking for the team fights that we've been seeing over the past couple of minutes?
I think they might have to be turtling a little bit more, not going for those team fights, because SNHU is really controlled right now. They're in control of the map. They're in control of the enemy team's jungle right here. They're just gonna have to hunker down and make sure that they don't go for a final push.
Honestly, I completely agree. I think that with them being so, I guess, always acclimated or being pushed into all of these team fights, they really haven't been able to put too much importance into getting those objectives. And as we see SNHU just absolutely mowing down almost all three lanes. Yep, they are down to only 2 more turrets left in the lanes, one at top, one at bottom. It's going to be pretty hard, I think, for Clark to recover.
Yep, and with those Void Grubs, I mean, the Void Grubs mixed with the Baron buff, their turrets are just melting like butter on a hot summer day.
Speaking of summer, please let it come soon. We are going to see yet again another turret fall, and SNHU is just an absolute force to be reckoned with right now. Not taking any fights out of them yet. They are making sure to get all of those inhibitors, making sure to get those turrets out. That Maokai ult is going to come out, and I think that's going to signal the start of our next team fight, and it does. Tranquil Destiny going to be the first to fall to Eat the Vegans. Oh, the optimistic jungle. He's going to be the next, if I'm not mistaken. Yup, he is. Chipper also going to be able to find one as Toxic gets that kill onto the jungle. Poker Dog going to go down to Proma. The Legendary Banana and Zoom are forced to retreat, but it's not enough as SNHU is hot on their tails. We are going to see them flash back into sight, and I do believe this is GG.
Yep, this is probably going to be game in as we see Suki kind of just diving in, make sure that Zoom doesn't try to.
Ooh, Toxic falls, unfortunately, but he is going to fall while also getting Zoom.
Yeah.
How is that? I've always thought that was so funny. You know, when you kill someone but they kill you before they die. I always hate that.
It's like the little bit of time in between the auto attack traveling through the air.
Because it's like you're so happy. You're like, yes, I got a kill. No, I'm dead.
But you know, it doesn't matter too much as it is the end of that game.
Yeah.
And it looks like game 1 is going to be going towards SNHU. So
what a tone to be set for this first map. You know, obviously when we went into this, I didn't look too much at the rank disparity, but it did seem like they were pretty evenly matched, with Clark having a little bit of an advantage actually in the beginning of the map, and SNHU just being able to completely turn it around. What do you think we're going to see in the next game? Because I'm honestly, if this was the first game, I think the next game is going to be even better, with them having warmed up a little bit and gotten acclimated to each of their playing styles.
Oh yeah, this was just a warm up for SNHU. I mean, we're gonna watch and see how they do now that Clark has seen what SNHU's strong points have been. I'm expecting an Alistair ban.
Honestly, I don't care who gets banned as long as I see my Seraphine next game. And you know, I've already talked to all of them. You know, I've made them know, I've let them know very nicely that the two of us will be walking out on a riot if there is no Seraphine. So, you know, we might have an early day today. I guess we'll see. But that is it for the first game. We're just going to take a really quick break. So you guys aren't going to want to go anywhere, because what else are you going to do on a Wednesday night? Miss out on the action? I don't think so. So we'll be right back after a short break. Go grab some water, grab some snacks, and we'll see you right back. Hello everyone, welcome back. As you can see, we were so excited to get back in the action. We actually headed straight into draft pick. Does look like we're heading out with the bands already, the Sinzhao and the Lissandra?
Nope, that's gonna be Syndra,
And
actually.
the Syndra.
They do look
coming
pretty
back.
similar,
See,
though.
what trips me out is that both of their names are so similar. Like Lissandra, Syndra, they both have S's and an A and N, D.
I don't see it too much, but I do see the visual similarities. I mean, they've both got that, like, head thing going on.
Once
They're both
again,
really mysterious and dark.
the Varus and the Hui coming out as well. What has Hui ever done to you? See, would you ban Hui?
Yeah, I
Really?
would. He's got a lot going on.
He has, what, like upwards of 16 abilities?
10. He has 10 abilities.
I don't know how to count.
He's got... I can list them all, but we'd be here all night, and then we wouldn't get to the
He
game.
has that painting ability. He has the one that makes you scared.
He paints everything.
He has the scary painting ability. He has
That's
the Karma ban coming out. I guess they were a little bit scared of Toxic after that
Yep.
last game. Once again, we're seeing the Rel ban coming from SNHU. And I do believe we're going to head into Champ Select now. I hope I see the Kindred again. Actually, I think that Kindred was a really good pick with the optimistic jungler. You know, he was really pushing it down mid, but that Maokai actually going to be coming out first.
Yeah, I would also like to see Clark University's bot laner, I believe is Zoom. I'd like to see them kind of step up to the plate more and, be less afraid. It is easy to be afraid of SNHU's Ezreal and Alistar combo, but whoever Suki goes for support, I mean, they already know that he's going to be roaming a lot more, and that's going to give the opportunity for Clark University's bot lane to kind of pop off a little bit more against Eat the Vegans. But we're seeing the second pick from SNHU Blue coming out.
Fingers crossed we're seeing a Seraphine. I'm going to manifest it until it actually happens. But, like you said, with that Ezreal pick coming out again, especially with how well Eat the Vegans performed in the last game, I don't believe he died at all, if I'm not mistaken.
I don't think so either, actually.
So definitely a big force to be contended with. So I'm very excited to see that same sort of performance come back up. Victor is actually going to be the second pick coming out from SNHU. What would you expect with Victor? Where do you think he's going to be heading to? I
Mid
haven't
lane,
seen
for
too
sure.
much Victor gameplay myself,
Yeah.
so I'm not too sure what to expect out of here.
He's definitely going to be in the mid lane for this game, unless I'm crazy and I don't know.
We're all
You
a
know,
little
things
bit
happen.
crazy.
Things happen. Late games get a little wild, funky, and
Yeah, like when I
But-
play Seraphine Jungle.
Oh, okay. I have I'm too stunned to see. Seraphine Jungle is quite the interesting pick.
What can I say? I love my girly pops. We are going to see that Orianna pick come out from Clark University. Once again, the Kaisa as well. So I am expecting, the Maokai is going to go back up to top. We're going to see Kaisa on Zoom once again. Orianna, I'm not too sure what to expect with the Orianna. I believe the Orianna might be joining us bot lane.
Orianna, maybe. I believe that she's going to be going toe-to-toe with Victor in the mid lane. She is... I mean, I could see her as support, but...
The Seraphine, there we go. I do believe
Wait,
they
it's
took
just
it.
a hover. Oh,
Let's
it's a pick.
go. I do
It's a
believe they
pick.
took it seriously. Like I
It's a
said,
pick.
I would. We would just have an early night if they didn't have it. So I'm very happy that they took my recommendation to heart. Woo!
I was not expecting that. Seraphine support. Oh my goodness. E-girl time.
I have heard that Suki on the Seraphine is a force to be contended with, and I like saying that I'm the best Seraphine in the game, so I guess I'm actually going to see him live up to his word today. So I'm very excited to see that. We do also have the next ban coming in. I keep forgetting the Kha'Zix, there we go. I know he's the bug guy, but his name sometimes just, like, when you say Kha'Zix, it just sounds like you have a very bad cold and you're trying to clear your throat out. Exactly.
He's a little gross. He sounds like, if you've heard his voice lines when you play him, he's a little bit disgusting, That's what you'd expect from a bug living in the jungle.
Yeah. we are also going to see that Aurelia ban as well as the Riven. So I do believe we're seeing almost identical bans from the last game, with the exception of the Karma. And like I suspected, the Camille is the last ban from Clark University. So pretty standard things. Looks like they already know what to expect with the other team. And I really hope that Toxic is going to be able to use Victor the same way that he wielded that Karma, because we can see that force that he had with that Karma caused it to get banned in this game.
Yep, that pressure, that immense pressure that Toxic is able to continue to maintain in the mid lane is just so fun to watch. But SNHU,
the foreshadowing of Nocturne just completely turning all of our screens dark. What incredible production value.
I know,
Kudos
right?
to our prod team, genuinely.
Oh my gosh, that was a whole scare.
I know. It's just made you think, like, who could it be? But now we know every time it flickers, it's just Nocturne. Like, who's turning off my lights? It's Nocturne. Definitely not a power outage.
He's the monster that you see in the dark. And when you hear darkness, you just kind of gotta figure out, you gotta stick close to a buddy, use the buddy system when you hear Nocturne's ult coming out.
The Jax pick coming out is very different from anything we saw in the last game, so that's going to be very interesting to see how these players play with such a different matchup. And with the Maokai and the Nocturne on both different teams, I do believe we definitely have the potential for crowd control. We have the potential, once again, with the Seraphine as well. Her ultimate is incredible for crowd control.
Yes, she is a very, very nice utility champion. She's got that heal, she's got that Q, that E, and then when she can double up her abilities, it's just so much stronger.
The Nautilus coming out. I dislike champions with hooks because I don't know how to dodge.
I thought you were gonna go with I dislike Nautilus.
No. I have nothing against him. If he didn't have a hook, I'm sure he would be a perfectly fine little guy. But he has a hook, and therefore I detest him.
Olaf, that's a very interesting pick for promo right here. We're gonna see Olaf and Jax go toe to toe. I haven't seen Olaf too much actually, but he is a pretty strong champion. His ultimate can really be useful in team fights or 1v1s depending on how he goes this game. But I mean, this is actually a pretty even matchup here.
Yeah.
I haven't seen Clark University too much, so I don't know how they are. But with Nautilus having that hook, I'm hoping that Kaisa will take advantage of that and make sure to get those stacks up while she can. But
I was gonna say, after the last game, we saw a lot of aggressiveness come out from Clark University with them, trying to find a lot to poke, trying to push up early in lanes, getting all of that aggression out, getting that presence in every single lane that they were in. So I believe with that Nautilus Kaisa combination, just like you were saying, I do believe that our bot lane could be in for a little bit of a ride. But I'm hoping that with Seraphine, when you're able to get her up to that 4th note and then get that root off, I'm hoping that could definitely help out a little bit. That slow maybe would be better when Kaisa's like hot on your tail trying to get you after a nasty hook coming out from the Nautilus. So I'm very interested to see this new lineup. I think Victor, especially Toxic on that Victor, is going to be really cool to see after his incredible performance on the Karma.
Yeah, but we are going to be heading into a short break while we get ready to go into game. But this draft was just so intriguing, and I'm so excited to see Seraphine.
Yeah, put it down in the chat if you think Toxic's going to do as well as he did last game. Also, let me know if you think Eat the Vegans dies this time, because last time, if you guys are just tuning in, he did not die at all last game, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah.
I really hope I'm right, because if I'm not, I'm just straight up lying. But yeah, let me know if you think he goes down this game, and we will see you guys really shortly. Hello everyone and welcome back. As you can see, we are heading straight into the gameplay where we are looking at all 10 actually in the bot lane. Oh my god, what an absolutely massive route. We are going to see Ezreal get that first blood. Proma in the front line, going to be a little bit damaged, but it's not Proma. It's going to get that one onto Tranquil Destiny. Optimistic Jungle going to find one onto Proma, but Toxic's going to get Legendary Banana. Zoom and the Optimistic Jungle are left on less than half HP, and that is a devastating fight to lose from Clark University in the first minute of the game. What a way to welcome back to the stream.
Yeah, I mean, 3 flashes coming out from both teams, and Clark just stepping up to that bush right there was their fatal mistake. I mean, I don't think they were expecting SNHU
I'm just gonna say they lost the minute Seraphine was locked in. It's the Seraphine buff.
It was that root. I love how Seraphine starts off with her high note.
Her high note is just so pivotal when it comes to especially lane control, I would say, because while I love her Q and the amount of damage that it does, getting that root down just helps so much, because once again, if you can't move, what are you going to do? Stop me?
Yeah, and if you build Rylai's first, I mean, it's kind of game over. She gets a stun on you every time, a root every time, and then a stun.
Yep.
When she does have that note. But I mean, Suki's Seraphine gameplay is just as strong as Alistar from what we've seen so far.
Does look like he's trying to upstage my Seraphine gameplay by just a little bit, but you know, I'll let it slide this one time. As we head over and look into this map, it does look at how incredibly pushed up bot lane is already. We are going to see both Ether Vegans and Suki at level 2, and I'm not surprised with Zoom and Poker Dog both having to already retreat. Poker Dog obviously has already died once.
I mean, when you have a Nautilus and a Kai'Sa, the only way that you're going to get through the game is by being extremely aggressive all the time and always stepping up, but it seems like they're just way too scared to do that.
I mean, who can blame them?
Yeah. With Ether Vegans and Suki both having really great macro play and just getting in so much poke before they're even able to think about how to position, I think there just might be a little bit of a skill difference in bot lane.
What a wild start, though. I cannot get over that. It's like they somehow all had the same idea. Let's just go invade bot lane, and Clark got a little too impatient first, and we can definitely see them pay the repercussions of that. But Jax on top lane is so incredibly pushed up. It looks like we might be getting a gank coming out from the Nocturne. Nope, I'm lying. Looks like the Jax is retreating. Yep. Proma was tagged down just a little bit under half HP, and it does look like they're taking that as their cue to leave. Suki going to be caught out just a little bit, getting quite a few skill shots off. Eat the Vegans going to try and protect him, but it's not enough as Zoom is able to get that kill onto Suki. Definitely a kill Clark University needed to get after Seraphine got that 3 assists in the beginning of the game.
You know, I thought that would have been an easy kill for Eat the Vegans right there, but Zoom must have positioned really well in that fight and was, oh, I'm sorry, I almost fell.
maybe let's try not
into the game.
I know, I am genuinely already so interested and invested in seeing how this turns out, because even though SNHU had that incredibly early start with them finding the first 3 bloods, not even first blood, but the first 3 bloods, you would expect them to be able to carry that momentum forward, but it does look like we're going back into a little bit more of a less crazy, settled down, slower pace. Looks like we have a lot of action coming down towards bot. We do see, obviously, Nautilus and Kai'Sa returning back to bot lane, but with Maokai, with their jungler being very close to bot as well, I do believe Ether Vegans and Suki are going to have to play just a little bit carefully, as Poker Dog and Zoom might be getting a little bit of help from the optimistic jungler sooner rather than later.
But Suki getting that, getting that slow onto Poker Dog.
Look at the optimistic jungler. I do believe he's going to come down and help his team here, and yep, he does. Suki might be getting caught out. Oh, he is left at such low HP. I don't know how he's going to get out of this, and he isn't able to, unfortunately. Zoom getting 2 kills onto Suki. That is a really unfortunate position to be caught in.
Yeah, I mean, I think Suki just got a little too aggressive there.
Yep.
With already expending that E, he kind of had no way out of that without Flash as well. But I mean, that's alright. Even if Suki does die a lot in the early game, it's not that big of a deal for Seraphine. she doesn't really need to scale that much.
Yeah.
She just needs to be useful for her team.
I would say the issue is less him dying a lot and more the fact that he's feeding the Kaisa right now, because the Kaisa, as we know, can get very scary. But we're heading straight into yet again another team fight. Toxic gonna start us off getting 1 kill. Zoom on a killing spree, gonna be able to find Toxic back. Suki finally getting his first kill onto Nautilus. Chipper following that up, finding Zoom. And with that, they are going to be able to get the drag. Once again, not the best altercation for Clark University. Out of the 2 team fights that we have seen so far in the 5 minutes of this game, they have not been going very good. However, in top, we are going to see both of them get their own as Proma and Tranquil Destiny fall to each other.
Yep, I mean, typical top lane shenanigans here. And as we see Suki kind of roaming a little bit more, providing some pressure to Toxic here. Suki's been doing a pretty nice job so far, although that Kaisa did kind of get a little bit of a nice meal from Suki. It already ended up in a shutdown, I believe.
Ooh, the legendary Banana taking a lot of damage from Toxic, but Toxic still playing it kind of slowly, you know, retreating when he knows to retreat. And we do see both of them with their ultimates already up, you know, having reached level 6. So I wonder if we'll be seeing a mid-fight go down. But with the legendary Banana retreating so close to his turret, I don't think we will be seeing that. Oh, the Nautilus looking at Eat the Vegans. That could have been very dangerous very quickly, especially if Eat the Vegans had fallen to Poker Dog's hook.
Yeah, but luckily Eat the Vegans, as Ezreal has a free way out with that E.
Look at what's happening in mid, though. The Orianna and the Maokai might be looking to gang up on Toxic, but it looks like he's able to get out with just a little bit more HP than the Legendary Banana has at this moment. Eat the Vegans looking for a fight with Poker Dog, but Suki going to get both of them out using the W on Seraphine.
Yeah, I mean, Seraphine's just a really nice champion to play in this lane. Able to kind of disengage, helps, Eat the Vegans disengage from fights more easy as he's looking to get a
Oh, Poker Dog gonna be getting a super nice hook onto Eat the Vegans, and with Zoom getting one of their stacks on as well. That is a lot of damage, and we are going to see Eat the Vegans forced to retreat.
Using Kaisa's W to expend her stacks is actually a really smart move, and although it wasn't enough to get that kill onto Eat the Vegans, it still was a lot as Eat the Vegans did have to back.
Suki truly has come a long way from bot lane, finding himself in top lane to help Chroma and Chipper take down Tranquil Destiny. Suki, however, left on extremely low HP, but it is enough for him to help his team out and then get away as well. Toxic doing a lot of damage to Legendary Banana, but Legendary Banana is also getting his own, and we do see Toxic start to retreat just slightly. Optimistic Jungle all the way up in Snooze Jungle, trying to get the... Is that the Krogs? Am I right?
That's gonna be the Gromp act.
That's Gromp. I will... One day I'll find the Krogs and actually say it correctly. Does look like the Optimistic Jungle is going to be looking for a blue buff.
But yeah, I mean, really nice counter jungling from Clark right here. But as we see Chipper kind of coming in, noticing that his blue buff is a little low right now.
Just a little low. The Optimistic Jungle is going to be forced out, and Chipper is following, but he will relent the chase in order to get Scuttle.
Oh, that smite. It was so close. Chipper was about to get it.
Ooh. Chipper heading straight into this team fight as Nocturne ults as well. Eat the Vegans going to be looking to get a little bit more damage off, but the Maokai with that ultimate is going to slow the roll of all 3 SNHU members. Suki once again falling to Zoom. I do believe this is looking a little bit dangerous for bot lane, especially with Zoom's Kaisa getting a bit more fed. Eat the Vegans, however, going to be able to get one onto Poker Dog, but Maokai getting that shutdown onto Nocturne, that's going to be pretty dangerous.
Zoom must have taken some really good advice this game. We see them stepping up to the plate a lot more. And Kaisa can be really dangerous when she's fed as well, but we don't usually talk about Kaisa using her ultimate as a kind of repositioning tool, as we saw Zoom just do. They kind of used it to reposition and then get back into a fight from a safe distance, which was really awesome to see.
I couldn't have put it in any better terms myself. They definitely have stepped up the plate. We saw them go from... I'm not too sure what their final KDA was at the end of the game, but already at 4-1, they are doing incredibly toxic, going to get ganged up by both Tranquil Destiny, Poker Dog, and Legendary Banana, but still able to get away with his life. That personally, I would not be walking out of there alive.
I didn't know you could use Victor's ult as kind of like a back off Back off of me, Tool.
See, this is why we love watching League of Legends. We learn so much. Oh, PokerDog and Suki. I do wonder if they'll be squaring off. PokerDog going to be setting off a few abilities, getting rooted by Suki. Suki just playing a little bit more aggressively, but still going to back off. I wonder if they actually fought. Do you think Suki would get the better of PokerDog, or do you think PokerDog would win in that fight?
I think one of the other teammates would come into the fight before it ended because I don't think either one of them have enough damage to take each other down.
Yeah, especially this early in the game. Oh, looks like a fight might be happening between Eat the Vegans and PokerDog, but it does look like PokerDog just wasn't quite able to get his hook off in time.
And as SNHU takes this Drake, Clark University does have vision onto us. As we see PokerDog kind of sticking nearby, but unfortunately their jungler is on the other side of the map. I wonder if he's going to take that opportunity to take the objective at top lane. Ooh, and we see the Hex Gates come up, which is really going to change up the map here. It's going to allow for some easy ways to get across the map.
Oh, I see. I was just about to ask you what these Hex Gates would entail, but it looks like we're looking towards a little bit of like, you know, a Bard situation with his tunnels.
Yeah, it's pretty much just like that.
All right, perfect. I'm really glad to know that I'm, you know, still kind of up there in my League of Legends lore. Once again, Void Grub's going to get claimed by SNHU, and like you said, like we keep saying, it is going to be so good for their mid control, like their mid game push, especially when they're looking to get all those turrets down. And once again, Suki is just roaming all over the map, leaving Eat the Vegans to fend on his own.
Yep, and Eat the Vegans is doing a really good job at holding out, especially being 3-0-3. Just as you said, no kills onto Eat the Vegans here.
Ooh, Nocturne's going to get an ult off, and that's going to be the start of a new fight all the way up at top. The Optimistic Jungler is going to get the first kill, but Proma going to be able to get the second onto his top laner. Toxic also going to be able to find one. It's all up to Optimistic Jungle. Ooh, Proma going to be able to get that turret down as well, and the Optimistic Jungler isn't looking too optimistic at this moment as Suki looks to take him away, but it's not enough. Proma is going to be able to get him, and PokerDog, who tried to come in for the save, just isn't able to do anything at this moment, chooses to retreat.
Really nice play from Proma there, was able to use his ult to get out from under that turret and become unstoppable, and he didn't back off that Maokai, which is really smart because Olaf can definitely out-damage there, and Seraphine was just right there to keep him alive. So very nice fight in the top lane right there.
You know, when you see that Nocturne ult, the only thing you can think of is just fear. That's all. Every single time I'm in a game against a Nocturne and I see a Nocturne ult, my hands start sweating. So I am very glad I'm not in this game right now. You know, it's all fun and games when you're watching it, but I just know that if I were in Clark's University's shoes right now, I would be sweating profusely. And like you said, those Hex Gates, they truly do change up the dynamic of this map, allowing players to get all around the map so quickly and so efficiently. Do you think we'll be seeing a lot more fights come out now that they have the ability to move around so much easier?
I definitely think so.
Ooh, Suki just missing his root. I believe Toxic would have been able to get that kill, but that's just a little bit unfortunate. You know, sometimes our abilities just don't go the way they want us to, as we see by PokerDog.
Yep, very close hook. I was thinking that was going to hit the wall.
Me too.
But, I mean, you know, you can always try next time.
There is always a next time. That's why I love League of Legends. You know, with games like Valorant, you gotta wait until the next round. But in League, yes, maybe you do have to sit out for like 3 minutes when you die 18 times like I do. But you still get to get back, you know, and join your team in the fun.
Yeah, and that's what I love about League of Legends. You just try again harder.
Exactly. I love League of Legends. Orianna looking to start some chaos, but just has to retreat behind that turret, who is going to fall soon. And we do see Toxic get that first turret in the mid lane. Seraphine once again all the way up with Nocturne in jungle at top. I think it's just so funny. You know, I just want to know what Eat the Vegans is thinking. We should have him for a little player interview. How does it feel like to get abandoned by your support every single take?
I'm sure they talked about this beforehand.
100%.
Eat the Vegans know that he would be alone, but as a fellow ADC player, I mean, I'm just so annoyed when my support leaves me.
Look at Proma coming up, gonna get a lot of damage, allowing Chipper to get that kill onto Legendary Banana. Second onto Zoom as well. We'll be seeing a third. No, Eat the Vegans actually is going to take the kill on that Jax as Proma finishes that off with one onto Nautilus. The Optimistic Jungler is the only one left alive on Clark University. SNHU is up by 9 kills, 1 turret, and almost 6,000 in gold.
Yeah, really nice ult from Suki there too. He was able to secure another kill for his team, but we're seeing almost 2 runs from the Rift Herald there. It kind of just died right before hitting that last turret. But that's all right.
Proma over here, he is our substitute Shelly when Shelly is no longer able to help.
I would even say Proma's faster at taking down turrets than Shelly is.
No, we can't say that. Shelly's gonna get her feelings hurt.
Oh. But the next Drake is coming up, and SNHU's gonna want to take this with all their might because that's gonna put them on soul point, and that at that point, it's gonna be pretty irreversible for Clark. But
I wonder if we'll be looking at another fight. Looks like the Optimistic Jungle, Zoom, and Polkadog are gearing up against them. Oh, Polkadog just quite missing his hook.
But even if it didn't miss, he would have been going into such a dangerous position.
Yep. Agreed, and we did see, you know, Polkadog was kind of by himself. Zoom had retreated just below. Suki once again playing so pushed up. Eat the Vegans looking for a little bit of an entry, but not quite able to find anything as of yet. I do believe SNHU is going to attempt drag, and yep, we do see that kind of start to happen, trying to pull it up to the top as much as they can. That ward up there is going to help a lot with vision. Toxic going to be left to lurk right next to the side just to make sure that Clark University doesn't have any funny games up their sleeve.
And it looks like Clark has just completely given up on this strike, which puts SNHU on soul point here. They're going to have to contend for that 4th Drake if they really want to have a fighting chance at this game.
What would happen if they got the 4th Drake?
They would actually be on soul, which would give them a really huge buff to their entire team.
Obviously, once again, we do see all the objective bounties that Clark is able to get if they focus just a little bit more of their energy onto them. We did see Tranquil Destiny able to get one onto top, and like you said, with soul giving so much of a buff, I do wonder if we're going to see them try to get yet again another objective bounty, 600 gold, by getting the next Drake up.
But it looks like, speaking of bounties, SNHU's got a bounty on every one of their members except for Seraphine.
Except for Seraphine. Color me disappointed. I would expect the Seraphine to be the first one with a bounty. Suki getting caught out. Oh, that is unfortunate, but it is okay because his team is there to help him out. And we go yet again into another team fight. Toxic gonna find that first kill in the fight onto Legendary Banana. Jack's gonna be able to find one onto Toxic. Right back, Chipper getting Zoom. And it does look like the Optimistic Jungle might fall to Eat the Vegans. He does. Proma is hot on the tails of his minions all the way at top, and he is going to leave Eat the Vegans, Chipper, and Suki to once again resume their mid push.
I mean, this is just an unbeatable team right here, especially with Suki providing so much utility to their team and Proma just melting these turrets with those Void Grubs right there. This might just be game end. I'm not entirely sure if Clark is going to put up a huge fight against this. And it looks like SNHU is going to be having to back off as they start to come back up.
You know, with SNHU already being so far in the lead, I'm sure they're not trying to do anything that would hurt that. So for them to back right now, I think is definitely the better move to do. They have time to go back to the base. They have time to just get more items, and we do see them start to stock up, make sure that they're all replenished, and head right back into the field for yet another fight.
You know, I haven't seen Nautilus once use Hex Flash yet. Maybe I have missed it before. You know, it could lead to some good plays in the future.
Definitely, and I feel like with the Hex Flash, you know, you have so much utility around it. You can use it in a very aggressive sense. You can use it to help you retreat. So I will be keeping an eye out for that as well, now that you have mentioned it. Optimistic Jungler just going around getting his wares, you know, like we said a little bit. Now it's a little bit of a stagnant phase where we make sure everything's going in. Ezreal, however, going to try to get an ult off, just getting a little bit of damage, nicking the side of Zoom's ear, but it's not quite enough. I love how, you know, as you go more into mid-game, Ezreal's ultimate almost becomes like another ability.
It does. His cooldown definitely decreases quite a bit.
Yep.
And then you just see him use it as kind of a let's kill the minions tool.
Exactly.
Or let's just get some poke damage.
Let me steal the cannon from my poor support who hasn't had any minions this round. Oh my goodness.
Well, with those new support items, Suki's taking a little bit of damage here.
Legendary Bananas Orianna definitely does a lot of damage, but with Toxic right there to back him up, it doesn't look like Legendary Banana stands a chance, and we do see him once again fall to Toxic. Does look like they are going to be able to get this turret here as well. Poker Dog doesn't quite know what to do, and I don't blame him because nor would I.
I mean, Clark's kind of got to be split up here as Proma is just so quick at pushing. If they ignore him, then he's already going to be at the already going to be at the Nexus before any of them realize.
Proma is running it down, and we do see, I do believe, we do have the Maokai and the Jack just trying to slow his roll, but it's not enough because in this divide and conquer strategy, we still have the other 4 members from SNHU running it down. Proma is going to be able to get that first kill onto Jax. Oh, Chipper with his ultimate going to help Proma as we head into another team fight. Oh, Zoom going to be able to find Toxic. Seraphine going to get one onto Maokai. These are back-to-back trades coming out from both teams. That inhibitor going to go down to eat the vegans, and we are already at the turrets from the Nexus. Very dangerous place for Clark to be in, especially since they dropped the first map against SNHU. Ladies and gentlemen, this could be it.
Yeah, now Ezreal does miss, but no matter, they just have so much damage. Zoom is forced to kind of retreat here at a dangerous position. Is he going to be able to get that stack? Oh, no, he is not, and he's the last remaining member.
Trades! Oh my god, Ezreal, Olaf, Nocturne, each able to get their own. This is it, ladies and gentlemen. GG. What a quick 2-0 coming out from SNHU Blue.
Really well played from both teams. They just... Wow. Oh my gosh.
Look, even the camera's and all. I can't even focus yet. Oh, there we go.
Like, let's talk about that. A lot of people...
Where do we unpack? Where do we start this? Why don't you start by telling me exactly what we saw when we started to go back into the Nexus? You know, obviously we saw Chipper get that Nocturne ult off. Where do you think it started to go wrong for Clark University?
When they opened the game.
Whoa, Rose coming out with
SNHU is just like,
wow.
No offense to Clark University, but they had really great plays, especially their Kai'Sa did really well this second game.
Yeah, we definitely saw the improvement from the first game.
Unfortunately, like, SNHU is just such a strong team. Like,
it's the Seraphine buff. It's the Seraphine buff. We cleared that game in what, 20 minutes?
Maybe a little bit more. I don't quite remember.
I believe it was 21 minutes and 8 seconds. So I'm just gonna say, SNHU, play Seraphine more. Clark, if you want to win, you should totally play Seraphine too.
A lot of laughing coming from the arena right now.
I know. I don't think they like the fact that I'm talking about Seraphine so much.
I don't know, but like we saw a lot of role changes.
We really
in
did,
SNHU, which actually made my heart really nervous because I didn't know how well or how used to any of them were to these new positions.
Yep.
But no matter, I mean, they just popped off this entire game. Like, I was thinking, Suki's always their carry. Like, this is going to be a lot harder without Suki being
100%.
that bot carry. But no matter, he still carried his support.
From what I understand, back in White, which is SNHU's second roster, Eat the Vegans, which was our ADC for today, used to play jungle, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, I believe he is a main ADC.
Yes, so
but he is
returning back to
jungler.
ADC after jungling, I think we can really see that he has found his home position. And with such a steamroll coming out from tonight, I think that the next few games in the series are going to be even better to watch.
Yes, for sure. SNHU is going to be the team to look out for this season.
100%.
They're going so strong. But, I mean, GG to both teams.
GG's to both teams. And on that note, I do believe that is it for now. But don't worry, we're not going anywhere because we are going to be right back here tomorrow with our regularly streamed SNHU Overwatch content. And for all of you out there, I know how much you love Overwatch. So why would you ever want to miss that? And if Overwatch isn't really your cup of tea, we will be right back on Friday, Monday with Valorant, Tuesday with Super Smash, Wednesday, of course, with League. And why wouldn't you want to come and see us again?
I mean, come see us, come watch us.
Exactly.
We're so fun.
And I want to give a very special shout out. My beautiful co-caster over here is hosting her own SNHU Online Overwatch 10-mans, and they will be streamed tomorrow at 6 p.m. if I'm not mistaken. Am I right?
Yes, it will be right in the SNHU Esports Discord.
Yep.
Come join the call. You know, you don't have to play at all. We kind of have our teams already filled out, but no matter, you can be a spectator, and we might even just ask you to play a couple games with us afterwards, too.
You heard the boss. Tomorrow, twitch.tv/SNHU Esports at 6 p.m. Be there or be square. But until then, have a wonderful night, and we will see you guys soon.